Yo, what's up everybody? We're about to jump into this crazy adventure exploring one of the most vibrant, culturally rich cities I've ever experienced, Havana, Cuba. This is for those who want to really feel the soul of a city, understand its rhythm, taste its flavors. From the crumbling beauty of Old Havana to the echoing history of its fortresses, we're covering it all. Get ready for hidden gems, must-try food, and enough energy to fuel your own Cuban adventure. This isn't just about sightseeing, it's about experiencing a culture that's as warm as the Caribbean sun. So buckle up, grab your travel journal, and let's dive into the magic that is Havana, Cuba. Alright, first things first, we gotta start in Old Havana. This is where the city's heart beats the loudest. Imagine cobblestone streets, vintage cars cruising by, and buildings painted in every color imaginable. You can feel the history here, the Spanish colonial architecture, the echoes of revolutionaries, but it's not a museum, it's alive. Music spills out from every doorway. Get lost in the maze of streets, stumble upon hidden courtyards, grab a coffee from a street vendor. Trust me, this is where you'll fall in love with Havana. Next up, we're heading to the Malecón, Havana's iconic seawall. This is where the city comes to breathe. Imagine a 5-mile stretch of oceanfront promenade, waves crashing against the seawall, and the most incredible sunset views you've ever seen. This is where locals and tourists come together to hang out, play music, fish, or just watch the world go by. Grab yourself a coconut, filled with fresh coconut water, find a spot on the wall and just chill. The Malecón is more than just a pretty view. It's a symbol of Havana's resilience. It's been battered by hurricanes, weathered political storms, and yet it still stands strong. As the sun starts to set, the Malecón transforms into a giant open-air party. Musicians come out to play, couples dance, and the air is filled with laughter and the smell of street food. Whether you're looking for romance, adventure, or just a place to clear your head, the Malecón is calling your name. Alright, let's talk about El Capitolio. This grand dame of a building is hard to miss. It's a stunning replica of the U.S. Capitol building in Washington, D.C., but with a distinctly Cuban flair. Completed in 1929, El Capitolio was once the seat of the Cuban government, and today it houses the Cuban Academy of Sciences. But even if you're not a history buff, the sheer scale and grandeur of this place will blow you away. Step inside, and you'll be greeted by a lavish interior with marble staircases, soaring columns, and intricate murals depicting scenes from Cuban history. It's like stepping back in time. Make sure to check out the Statue of the Republic inside the dome. It's a massive bronze statue, said to be the third largest indoor statue in the world. Outside, take a stroll around the surrounding park and soak up the atmosphere. El Capitolio is a reminder of Cuba's complex history, and a testament to the country's architectural prowess. Chapter 4, Museum of the Revolution, where history comes alive. Get ready to dive into Cuba's revolutionary past at the Museum of the Revolution. Housed in what was once the presidential palace, this museum tells the story of Cuba's fight for independence and the rise of Fidel Castro. Now I know what you're thinking, museums can be a bit dry. But trust me on this one. The Museum of the Revolution is anything but boring. You'll see tanks used in the Bay of Pigs invasion, the yacht Grandma that brought Fidel Castro and his revolutionaries to Cuba, and even personal belongings of Che Guevara. Even if you're not a history buff, the museum is worth visiting just for the building itself. The former presidential palace is a stunning example of neoclassical architecture with opulent interiors that will take your breath away. Make sure to check out the bullet holes still visible in the walls, a stark reminder of the revolution's violent past. The Museum of the Revolution is not just a museum, it's a journey through Cuba's soul. Chapter 5, Gran Teatro de la Habana, a cultural gem. Alright, let's talk about the Gran Teatro de la Habana, Havana's Grand Theater. This architectural masterpiece is a feast for the eyes, and a must-visit for any culture vulture. Imagine a stunning neo-Baroque building adorned with intricate sculptures, shimmering chandeliers, and a massive dome that dominates the Havana skyline. Step inside and prepare to be wowed by the opulent interior. Think red velvet seats, gold leaf accents, and breathtaking murals that adorn the ceilings. The Gran Teatro is home to the Cuban National Ballet and the Cuban National Opera, so if you have the chance to catch a performance, do it. It's an experience you won't soon forget. Even if you can't make it to a show, take a guided tour of the theater. You'll learn about its fascinating history, and get a behind-the-scenes look at one of Havana's most iconic landmarks. The Gran Teatro de la Habana is a symbol of Cuba's enduring love affair with the arts. Chapter 6. Fusterlandia, a mosaic wonderland. Get ready to enter a world of color and whimsy at Fusterlandia, a unique art project that has transformed a humble Havana neighborhood into a psychedelic wonderland. Imagine a labyrinth of brightly colored mosaics covering everything from houses and walls to benches and sculptures. This incredible creation is the work of Cuban artist José Fuster, who began decorating his own home and studio with mosaics in the 1970s. Over the years, his project has expanded to encompass over 80 houses in his neighborhood. Wandering through the streets of Fusterlandia is a feast for the senses. You'll encounter playful mosaics depicting everything from Cuban life and mythology to pop culture icons and political figures. Make sure to bring your camera because every corner you turn is a photo opportunity. And don't be afraid to interact with the art, touch the mosaics, and let your inner child run wild. Fusterlandia is a testament to the power of art to transform communities and inspire joy. Alright, let's talk rum, specifically Havana Club rum. No trip to Cuba is complete without a sip of this iconic spirit. The Havana Club Rum Museum takes you on a journey through the history of rum production in Cuba. Learn about sugarcane harvesting, distillation, and aging rum to perfection. And of course, no visit is complete without a tasting. Sample different varieties from smooth to complex. Learn to make the perfect mojito, Cuba's famous cocktail. The museum also features exhibits on the history of the Havana Club brand. Whether you're a rum aficionado or curious about Cuban culture, the Havana Club Rum Museum is a must-visit. Cheers! Step back in time at La Bodeguita del Medio, one of Havana's most famous bars and a favorite haunt of none other than Ernest Hemingway. This legendary watering hole has been serving up its signature mojitos since 1942, and its walls are covered in graffiti left by visitors from around the world, including Hemingway himself. As you step inside, you'll be greeted by a lively atmosphere, with live music, the clinking of glasses, and the aroma of mint and rum filling the air. Grab a seat at the bar or squeeze into one of the cozy tables and order yourself a mojito. Whether or not Hemingway actually penned those words is up for debate, but there's no denying the bar's charm and historical significance. It's a must-visit for any literary enthusiast or anyone looking to experience a taste of Old Havana. Get ready to experience the vibrant energy of Afro-Cuban culture at Callejón de Hamel, a narrow alleyway in central Havana that's been transformed into an open-air art gallery and cultural center. Created by Cuban artist Salvador González Escalona in the 1990s, Callejón de Hamel is a riot of color, music, and dance, celebrating the rich heritage of Afro-Cubans. As you step into the alleyway, you'll be greeted by a kaleidoscope of murals, sculptures, and installations, all infused with symbols and imagery from Afro-Cuban religions like Santeria and Palomonte. The air is alive with the rhythms of rumba, a traditional Afro-Cuban music and dance style. You'll see locals and visitors alike dancing in the streets, their movements a powerful expression of their heritage. On Sundays, Callejón de Hamel comes alive with a rumba performance, attracting locals and tourists alike. Callejón de Hamel is a testament to the resilience and creativity of Afro-Cuban culture. For the final stop on our Havana adventure, we're heading across the harbor to visit the imposing fortresses of El Morro and La Cabana, guardians of Havana for centuries. Perched on opposite sides of the harbor entrance, these fortresses offer breathtaking views of the city's skyline and the shimmering Caribbean Sea. El Morro, with its iconic lighthouse, has stood watch over Havana since the 16th century, protecting the city from pirate attacks. Explore its ramparts, cannons, and dungeons and imagine the battles that raged here centuries ago. Across the harbor, La Cabana, built in the 18th century, is one of the largest colonial fortresses in the Americas. Wander through its vast complex of tunnels, barracks, and courtyards, and learn about its role in Cuba's turbulent history. Every evening at 9 p.m., La Cabana hosts the Ceremonia del Canonazo, a cannon-firing ceremony that dates back to colonial times. The fortresses of El Morro and La Cabana are not just historical landmarks, they offer a glimpse into Havana's strategic importance throughout history. And there you have it, guys, my top 10 must-visit spots in Havana, Cuba. From the crumbling beauty of Old Havana to the rhythmic soul of the Malecón, this city will grab hold of you and never let go. If you found this video even remotely helpful, do me a solid and smash that like button, drop a comment below with your own Havana experiences, and subscribe for more travel adventures. Let me know what other hidden gems you'd add to this list. Thanks for coming along for the ride, and most importantly, have an incredible time exploring the magic of Havana. Adios!